Hello, I'm Liz. You might already know that this is Go Graham. He's been coming across the country with us to install production presses in recent weeks. He's here because before we jump into talking about opportunity and challenge for the digital print industry this autumn winter, which is our production print theme this month, we did just want to mention that this week is Break's auction. So if you're in Norwich, if you've visited Norwich, you may well have seen all those enormous T-Rexes. You might have been around the coast and seen some steppe mammoths, or in the other market towns in Norfolk. Those are going up for auction this week. At First Copy and FCC Innovation, we actually sponsored one of the dinosaurs. His name was Rex Machina. He spent several weeks on Orford Hill, and he is up for auction too. So if you are at a point where you would like to welcome a T-Rex or a steppe mammoth into your business, into your garden, wherever it might be, now is the time to go to Break's website and have a look at how you might register to become a bidder. Let's make lots of money for Break this week. It's been an incredible trail to be part of. Okay, so now for the main event. We are very well aware that there are challenges in the business community right now. It feels like we've been saying that for several years, but it's still the case. We also know that there are some opportunities around the corner. Some of those opportunities are here, some of them are coming down the line. So this month in our blog post, we wanted to look at both of those things. And we will head into our blog, because what we do now is we write the blog. So if you want to read it, of course you can go and read it, but we also do it to camera, so you can watch the blog if you want to as well, a vlog if you will. You can't fail to have noticed that there is a chill in the air. The pumpkin spice lattes are back, and I think a lot of us would quite like to be sipping a hot chocolate under a throw when we get home at the end of the day. It seems autumn's here. With it, there are darker evenings already here and fast coming up, and hopefully more excuses to read magazines. I certainly hope so, in print, of course. So I'm not going to be the first to say the word. Chances are that your inbox, though, has already been hit by the first wave of festive products and events. Mine certainly has. That elf, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. He visited First Copy last year. Winter lights, perfect gifts. Even if you've not had an onslaught relating to the big man in red, you've probably already had something about Halloween. It's still getting more and more popular here in the UK and has probably made it into your to-be-read list in your inbox. Perky orange pumpkins, supernatural, furry bats with cute fangs, that kind of thing. So whether you love autumn or not, it remains for First Copy to suggest how you, as a commercial printer, might make the most of the coming season of gifting and Thanksgiving. It might be a different autumn and winter this year, but we still believe there are opportunities for the print industry as we head into the last months of 2022. Now, we do want to say, though, before we jump into the opportunities, that as a medium-sized family-run business ourselves, we are only too aware of the prevailing economic conditions, worries about rising energy costs and prices. And for that reason, we don't want to make light of the challenges that might be facing us this winter. Of course, we don't know exactly how tough those challenges are going to be just yet, and investment might not feel right for your business at this point in time. And that, of course, is your choice. That's for you to determine. So we're here whether you're looking to invest in a new press, whether you are looking to make the most of what you've already got, or whether you want to come back to us in the spring. However, for some, it could be a good time to invest. Why is that? Well, businesses installing up-to-date technology today could be saving money and be ready to reap benefits when the economy rebounds. So upgrading your devices and solutions could increase your productivity now, reduce your wastage, enable you to offer a broader range of services, or to automate more of your pre-press, for example. Older presses as well might actually be using more power than their newest counterparts, and the total cost of ownership is definitely worth assessing, especially in light of rising energy costs. And what's more, something quite important and something a lot of our customers have already taken advantage of are the tax reliefs that are currently in place for capital investments. So of course that doesn't just include a digital press. There's all sorts of things that you can do under these tax reliefs. However, if you were to install one now, you could have an associated corporation tax deduction of 130% of its value in the first year. Now that's in place until March 2023. There are a few months left. Now's the time to be thinking about it. We are delighted to say that stock is beginning to move more freely. In many cases, you could have a chosen press installed in time to capitalise on the coming season. This month, we've installed several Xerox Versant 4100s and 280s and another Irides. Our analysts would be delighted, of course, to install some more. You may well have seen Gogo Graham going with them. He tends to appear on LinkedIn around the country. So apart from the financial side of things, what else is an opportunity? Well, another opportunity is that a clear preference for print over digital is emerging. So YouGov, for instance, have recently done some research, and that showed that only 18% of Great British readers prefer to read magazines online. That's compared to flicking through real life ones. Even for the youngest polled, 32% said they enjoyed printed magazines more than online ones. The opposite figure is 39%. There's not very much difference between the two. These figures feed into speculation and increasingly data that digitally native Gen Z and millennials like myself are limiting screen time and even leaving behind some or all social media. Why? Well, there are varying theories for that, but they include digital and social media fatigue, burnout, and a drive towards unplugging for mental health reasons. Separately, JIC Mail data for Q2 2022 showed that households are increasingly likely to retain direct mail, particularly when it comes to government, financial and utility information. In the same set of results, they note that over 5 years, there's been a 60% increase in the proportion of direct mail that leads to a website visit. It proposes customers hold on to direct mail more now because it's highly trustworthy and credible as a channel, and someone, perhaps you, has got to be printing that direct mail that comes to all of our doors. Even as Generation Alpha, yes, really, the first ones become teenagers next year, come to the marketplace, print is nowhere near dead, which is very good news for First Copy and for you, I hope. Now, this season is probably going to bring changing spending habits if they haven't begun already. The ONS, the Office for National Statistics, published research last month suggesting 24 million people had actually already tried to reduce energy usage in their homes between March and June this year. And of course, that has a knock-on impact in other areas. People are spending less on luxuries and cutting back on non-essential journeys. We still don't have full details of what the government will or won't do to support families and businesses through the coming months, but there are opportunities even in the doom and gloom. Research suggests that actually direct mail production increases at times like these. There's also an argument that people spend less on non-essentials but still look for more affordable entertainment. So if we take that another step forward, what might that affordable entertainment look like? Well, it could be books and magazines. It might be visits to smaller attractions and relatively local retailers. It might be that people learn new skills or take up new hobbies, and they're probably going to be ordering online to reduce their fuel costs. And what's more, people are looking for gifting options that are simple but meaningful, showing they care without spending a fortune. And we would like to think here at First Copy that those things have something in common, and that, for one thing, is print. So if you take all of those ideas together, those bullet points could now include the creation of activity sheets, information booklets and maps, local businesses needing flyers and packaging, just because personalised greetings cards, knitting patterns, family tree charts, self-published novels, and that's just for a start. To illustrate my point, here are a few things that I have kept to myself in recent weeks. So I've got a kids' activity booklet from a heritage attraction. My 6-year-old and I wrote a medieval rap in there. I've got an order of service for the proclamation of the accession that I heard in my hometown. I've got a personalised pension statement, something a bit transactional there. I've got a Gogo Discover sticker book and stickers. I've got a certificate for resilience that was given to one of my children at school. I've got a newsletter from a historic buildings group. Again, someone had to print all of those things. I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, they are absolutely all digitally printed, but the majority are. An e-version would just not be the same. Which brings us on to something else where the e-version I don't think is generally the same for a lot of us, and that is the joy of browsing catalogues. Just this morning I noticed a comment underneath a profile picture on a well-known brand, and it said, "I wish they would bring the catalogues back." There were hundreds of likes against that comment. Yesterday, another store's annual winter catalogue landed on my doormat, and it was met with whoops of joy from my children, who have pored over its contents ever since. Just as I did, I must admit, with the Argos and Index catalogues 30 years ago. I'm pretty sure my eldest slept with it under his pillow. Undoubtedly, we're going to buy something from that brand. Not all catalogues have to be tomes. Even smaller brands can capitalise on that joy of browsing, especially at this time of year, working with local printers to produce gorgeous collaterals for their target audiences and increase sales of locally made and sold products. So I come on now to greetings cards. It's perhaps stating the obvious, but Q4 is when most of us decide which festive cards to buy. I think the exception might be my boss, who's probably completely done by now, everything wrapped and ready to send. Could you up your greetings card game this season? Or maybe you could use similar principles for corporate print, party invitations, winter wedding stationery, window clings, tent cards and gift vouchers. With snowy whites, glittering gold, shiny silvers, a million metallic colours besides, perhaps this season, more than any other, is crying out for Beyoncé and YK touches. A double hit of white would make a snowman leap out from a coloured media, and a low-gloss clear sheen enhances print quality even on more textured stocks. With vivid colours now available from PrimeLink through Versant to Iridesce and iGen, there's an option for every print room. If you've provided the cards, then perhaps the next thing to think about is gifting and packaging. Our customers produce beautiful products on or with the help of their Xerox digital presses, and here are a few that come to mind. Practical but sumptuous sustainable notebooks. Bespoke labels, boxes, tags, wraps for businesses, perhaps making soaps, candles, cakes, drinks, other gifts. Gift tickets for upcoming events, wine tasting notes, vouchers for spa treatments. Share your creations on your social media channels and tag us in. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, even TikTok now. I'd love to share your creations and bring them to a wider audience. So one thing that a lot of us do with our greetings cards now is look for personalisation. Digital print has opened up new ways to personalise gifts, marketing, catalogues, transactional material in recent years, and that's allowing printers to hone in on specific preferences of people at the other end of the messaging. That makes it more valuable print. On his last birthday, I actually got my brother a pamper hamper for his dog, so you're not even limited to personalise for humans. Perhaps the most obvious example as we approach autumn and winter is personalised greetings cards and gifts. Digital print allows you to personalise the card, the champagne, the flowers, all while making it simple for your customer to order online. Services like XMPie open up additional opportunities for simple personalisation processes and online storefronts for easy ordering. You could create bespoke personal stationery, baby books, photo albums, calendars and more. Personalisation can also make secure and barcoded products, especially when paired with clear and fluorescent inks. So there's some opportunities for you. Where might you go next? Well, you can find out what some of our other customers have been up to by looking at our case studies section. We've done lots of work across there in recent months, and you'll find several new case studies appearing there. If you go to the written version of this blog post on our website, you'll find a gallery at the bottom of the recent case studies. Of course, we'd love you to get in touch with us if you've got questions about anything, if you're interested in investing or making the most of the kit that you've already got. Perhaps you'd like to talk to us about what you could do in the final quarter, and we're ready to help you. We've got specialists, we've got analysts that can answer your questions. Production specialists would love to talk to you about installing before December and how you can make the most of current government tax reliefs. Perhaps, just perhaps, you could have a press in time for Christmas. Oh, so close.